Hi everyone, Pam Gregory, astrologer. I'm going to be speaking to you today about the second half of February and in particular the full moon that we have coming up in Virgo on the 22nd. But just as background to this, we still have our continuing Uranus-Pluto square that's been running for almost 4 years now. That's very much an unpredictable, sudden, erratic, eruptive energy that is also associated with great awakening in people's lives, personal awakening, and I know many of you have experienced that over the last few years. Increasingly though, our dominant astrological aspect is the square between Saturn and Neptune. That's very linked to the migrant crisis that I've written a lot about. It's also linked to issues of trust and things not being what they seem. But very positively, it's linked to the opportunity to really build a greater spiritual community globally this year too. So if you'd like more information about the Saturn-Neptune square, I've written a great deal about the potential manifestations and the also already realised manifestations of that symbolism. Just check out my newsletters at pamgregory.com and you can see all the previous months there. All of this month, we continue to have Jupiter retrograde in Virgo, and it's conjunct the North Node all month. It's exactly conjunct, in fact, on the 23rd, the day after the full moon. But even though Jupiter is retrograde means you have to go inwards more with this principle. So it's helping us develop an inner wisdom with how we can expand our reach, with how we can really broaden our visions for what we want to achieve. But when it's conjunct the North Node, and this is going to happen at 22 degrees of Virgo, so if you have anything round about 22 degrees of the mutables, that's Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius or Pisces, it can just give such a sense of confidence, of purpose and of direction. So be very aware of that because it can really be helpful for you, and particularly to create in you this sense of wanting to be of service to others, to contribute to the greater good. Also, all this month, Jupiter in Virgo is opposing Chiron in Pisces. That's at 17 degrees, Chiron in Pisces. And Chiron is very linked to healing. And really, this is about surrendering to a greater intelligence than yourself. Just surrendering old wounds, old baggage that no longer serves you or helps you in any way. Just surrender it. It's very much about healing and surrendering. But also because Jupiter is in Virgo, we also have this strong sense of cleaning up. Now, Jupiter in Virgo is linked to cleaning up the earth, and I think there's a very strong awareness of that at the moment. That will continue really most of this year. And also because Chiron is in Pisces. Pisces is a water sign. Chiron in Pisces is linked to literally wounded water, polluted water. So again, there's a great sense of cleaning up the seas as well. It's linked to cleaning up our bodies, our health, our whole system, our spiritual practice. So this principle of Jupiter and the North Node in Virgo is actually incredibly helpful for us. Also, Jupiter conjunct the North Node can help us expand our vision. It can give us, a bigger idea of who we can be in the world. So really do tune into that side too. It's an incredibly valuable opportunity. But the principle of Virgo is about cleaning, as I said, it's about cleansing, it's about purification, it's about refinement, it's about really getting ourselves aligned in every sense, physically, mentally, emotionally and spiritually, to be purer, to enable us to move forwards in a more aligned way. Now there's a very different energy coming in on the 12th of the month and the 18th. On the 12th, the moon is in Aries conjunct Uranus and square to Pluto. So this is shining a light on that Uranus-Pluto square, but particularly because the moon is in Aries, it's quick to react. It's potentially even angry, assertive. It jumps to defend itself. And then on the 18th, it's similar. The moon is also highlighting the Uranus-Pluto square, but this time from Cancer. It's in a T-square. So these principles are about a sudden reaction. The moon is how we instinctively react to things, so it's very quick. So the things that we're reacting to could be issues of power, control, security, moon in Cancer, independence. We want our independence. We feel controlled or held back in some way. So just really watch around the 12th and the 18th, because there could be quite a different feeling coming in, particularly if you have any planets or angles at the mid degrees of the cardinal signs, sort of 15 to 17 of the cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. So as always with these sudden volatile energies, really do try and catch yourself. Take a step back, take a breath, almost observe the scene as if you're watching someone else in it, acting out in it, and that can often really help to give us perspective. Then on the 22nd of the month at 10:19 a.m. Pacific and 6:19 p.m. UK time, we have the full moon at 3 degrees 30 of Virgo. Now, as always with full moons, they are cycles of completion or closure or culmination. So it's very important that you know your birth chart, even if you just have the basics of the birth chart, and see where this falls, because it will have a different meaning for you in your life. If it's falling in the 6th house, we might have some revelation about our health that we were unaware of. If it's falling in the 5th house, there might be some revelation about a romance that we're involved in, or even with our children. It can shine a light and reveal something that was previously unknown or kept from us in some way sometimes, but it's usually that you just weren't aware of, and it shines a light on that fact, you become aware of it, and that changes things for you too. So important to know where it falls. But this full moon, because it's in Virgo, is again about cleaning up our act, really, cleaning our home, cleaning our daily routine. And it's very interesting at this full moon that the sun is conjunct in Pisces, is conjunct Neptune, and the moon in Virgo is opposing Neptune. So it's bringing in these two signs that need integration. Always at a full moon, you have the moon and the sun opposing each other, and there's a need to integrate those two. So if Virgo is very concerned with the daily routine and health and efficiency, the Pisces side is very concerned with our spiritual connection. So this is about walking our talk, being very aware of being a spiritual being having a human experience. Not just keeping our spiritual practice to those 20 minutes of meditation a day, but having a constant sense of spiritual awareness and connection through our days, through our daily routine. That's the Virgo side. And what will really help us, as I say, is this Sun conjunct Neptune, Moon opposing Neptune. Now, Neptune has nothing to do with the mental faculty. This is about mysticism. It's about bliss. It's about surrendering. So put aside the less positive aspects of Virgo, which are about being a bit of a worrywart, being anxious, being overly analytical, overly logical, and perfectionist, perhaps. Surrender all of that and just have this sense of just giving ourselves over to a higher intelligence, just letting that connection happen, because this can be extremely psychic, extremely intuitive. And we're moving into a very psychic phase because we're already within the influence of time of two very powerful eclipses, which are going to be happening in March. And I'll be talking about those in my next video. So really try and be open to that sense of a higher intelligence and a spiritual connection. Sensitive people often feel this even a few days building towards the full moon, but the full moon particularly can be quite a peak in those experiences. So if you have anything at 3 degrees of the mutable signs, that's Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius or Pisces, you'll be very likely to feel this full moon in Virgo. And as I say, if you don't know where that is, just check out the link appearing above me or below, and then you can get much more meaning from all of these updates. But in the meantime, really enjoy that full moon in Virgo, and I'll be speaking to you next time about the total solar eclipse coming up in Pisces. Thanks for listening.